So we can...
You all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we get a quick roll call of the members present, please?
Yes, Councilmember Jessen, Councilmember Witten,
Here.
Councilmember Conover,
Present.
Councilmember Graham,
Here.
Councilmember Larson,
Here.
Councilmember Bozick, and Councilmember Rivas.
I am here. I don't know if these are on yet. Joy, are we recording the meeting?
This meeting's going to be over faster than she gets those on. Okay, so a couple of housekeeping things before we roll on to first reading. One is to talk really quickly about the rules for public hearing. The purpose of this meeting is to receive input regarding the 2018 budget. Every person appearing before the council shall abide by the order at the direction of the president, or in this case, the vice president. Those who would like to speak will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes. Please don't take it. Discourteous conduct shall be regarded as a breach of privilege and shall be dealt with at the discretion of the presiding officer. Okay, so we have that in order. A couple things I wanted to say real quick before we start going through these, because it won't take us but a few minutes. I talked to Mike Jessen. He's unable to be here for work, things he's got to deal with, and he won't be here tomorrow either. But he and I discussed this at length. And, of course, Andy had to be at a family function, so he was unable to be here tonight as well. But as we embark into our budget session, I'm going to ask that we all keep in mind what we're sort of facing as we plow through second reading. And just to kind of give you an idea, and I'll do this again tomorrow for Andy that wasn't here, but last year we passed a $38.2 million general fund budget. In speaking with the auditor, we could probably go as high as 39.4, maybe 39.5. That gives us a little bit of new money, but understand that in last year's budget we hadn't budgeted for the sheriff's pension, and we also had roughly $2.4 million that we used hospital interest money to shore up our operations. So I think it is safe to say that working ourselves into last year's budget, we were a few $million in the hole and relying on our interest money to shore the gap. In speaking with the auditor, we've got roughly $1 million left in our what was historically called the interest fund, but as you guys know, that is a creature that is no longer going to be in existence. And so once that $1 million is gone, that fund no longer has money coming into it. We do, however, have our foundation earnings, which, as you know, roughly $6.3 million last year in a partial year. This year, in speaking with our consultants, which I did earlier this month, we're having another particularly good year, which is good news. Equities have done well. As you know, we're leveraged pretty well in equities. So we can anticipate another decent year for our foundation earnings. One thing we'll have to figure out as we work our way through this budget is what mechanism will be used should we need to, which we undoubtedly will, budget against foundation earnings. What will be feeding that line, since we haven't created a foundation budget yet. I anticipate that we will be doing that, and I know that the commissioners had first reading on the ordinance establishing that fund. I don't know if they've had second reading. Have they yet, Vicki?
No.
All right, so that is something that's going to have to be shored up one way or the other. Otherwise, there simply is no mechanism to do that without some form of action. We will do that, but I just want to keep that, in our mind's eye. Also, we're facing a lot of requests for increases. So we're really going to have to be particular with our increases, because as I just noted, we're starting the year, on an approved budget that's, even with the additional $1.2 million, if we go that high, we're still going to be a couple of $1 million, into that foundation earnings. If we were to approve all of the requests that have been made to us, at least for the dream sheets that were sent in for the proposed budgets, we would be needing to pass a budget of roughly $45 million. There's just no way that, first of all, that would pass muster, and second of all, that would eat up all of our, foundation earnings in a good year. So that's something we're not going to be able to do. So as we move through these second readings, we're going to have to be very cautious, we're going to have to prioritize, and we're going to have to keep our eye on that number as we go. I think that probably is it for now. Any questions with that?
Well, with that being said, Dan, then, we're looking right now with the proposals to cut $4 million roughly, somewhere in there.
Well, it depends. I mean, I guess philosophically, we as a council want to decide, or need to decide, how much of the foundation earnings are we willing to leverage operations against. That's where it comes down to, and hope for good years consistently. As you know, we're going to be dealing with a bond that's going to eat up some of that, albeit a fraction, a portion, but we just have to be aware that it's not a question of what, because ideally, if we didn't have the foundation, and we didn't have to have foundation earnings, we would be probably like other counties looking at a higher income tax or another income tax, and we don't have to do that. So, because of the foundation earnings. But we just have to be cognizant that they're not always going to be a bang-up year, and second of all, we have to decide how much of it, how deep do we want to go into it. So yeah, Jeremy, I would say if we pass this $45 million budget, we'd probably be $7 million short.
Well, how much did we operate out of interest this year with insurance, with our social services?
We budgeted 2.4.
2.4.
2.4 on top of the...
Well, there's one thing, that's right, I want to clarify one other thing. One thing that I saw in the budgets that caused me at least a question was that I saw the commissioners proposed the budget that only $1 million would come from interest instead of 1.3, but then they had taken the general fund insurance from 3.1 to 4.1.
That was a mistake.
Let me finish, please. So, I'll just ask you. So, you lost my train of thought. So the fact of the matter is, I wanted to make sure, first of all, that the 1.3 down to 1 was accurate, and then I wanted to confirm that the 4.1 going down to 3.1 was what their intended target was, and both of those, yes. They said that we can anticipate sort of the same kind of, the number won't change. The insurance number is going to be roughly the same as it was for the last budgeted year. So that helps some. So, again, guys, we just have to make that decision of how deep into that foundation earnings we want or need to go.
I would just like to say, if I may, that once you start something, it's very hard to stop it. And I think that we need to keep that in mind, that if we do go,
Like a
if we go really deep into, if we grant all this $45 million, I don't see us 2 years from now pulling back saying, well, we don't have the money anymore, because the foundation money will be there. We're setting priorities right now as to what it's going to be in our future.
And I think to that extent, since we're just talking, I think that if we drill down also, if there's requests to, add people or move people into the general fund out of other funds or something, we have to understand that that's correct, Sylvia. Once you start something, it's hard to stop it, much like my last marriage, as I was telling Harold. Or expensive, anyway. We need to budget for the long term and understand that whatever we pass, we're probably going to be dealing with. And some of these requests are necessary, and a lot of them are. So we just have to prioritize and decide as we kind of work our way through here what ones we need or want to accomplish this year, and what ones can hold off. So, all right. Anybody else?
No, I think we have to really deep dive into this budget session with some caution, because as we're shifting over, we only have $1 million in interest, so we're kind of shifting everything over to foundation revenue, but we were governing off of interest of, what did you say, $2.4 million, so that shift has to take place. We can lessen it for a year and spend down the interest money, but that would only be temporary. So, but, I mean, in the future, at some point in time, do we want to slowly move things out of revenue back into the general fund? But, I mean, that's something we have to look at, I guess, philosophically. I mean, if that's what we want to do, or we want to continue to grow our government inside of the revenue, which is dangerous because of, what happens in the down years. So I think things that probably should stay in there are the social services, but that's my opinion. That's one vote sitting right here. But we do fund social services, and I think that's a good place for them to stay.
Yeah, that's right. So we had Opportunity Enterprises, we had Family Youth Services, we had Council on Aging. Those three probably account for, what, 600 plus another 450 plus 50? So, yeah, I mean, we're not in dire straits. I mean, we've done pretty good at building up some capital reserve. So that part's okay. We'll be fine. I just think we need to not lose sight of the fact that we have to be conservative. We have to be conservative. We're almost there.
That's why we're healthy, right? I mean, we've been conservative. We need to continue that way.
So, okay, sounds great. Vicki, go.
Notice is hereby given to taxpayers of Porter County, Indiana, that the proper officers of Porter County will conduct a public hearing on the year 2018 budget. Following this meeting, any 10 or more taxpayers may object to a budget, tax rate, or tax levy by filing an objection petition with the proper officers of Porter County not more than 7 days after the hearing. The objection petition must identify the provision of the budget, tax rate, or tax levy to which taxpayers object. If a petition is filed, Porter County shall adopt with the budget a finding concerning the objections in the petition and testimony presented. Following the aforementioned hearing, the proper officers of Porter County will meet to adopt the following budget. Fund name and to be followed by budget estimate. 061, rainy day, $86,250. 0101, general, $51,814,702. 0113, non-reverting, $200,998. 0124, 2015 reassessment, $610,373. 0254, local income tax, $6,017,022. 0342, police pension, $212,750. 0615, animal shelter, $103,500. 0616, convention and visitors bureau, $2,242,100. 0702, highway, $7,485,616. 0706, local road and street, $1,730,750. 0720, major moves, $1,322,500. 0790, Cume Bridge, $2,081,500. 0801, health, $2,192,215. 1001, Civic Center, $540,869. 1151, continuing education, $12,650. 1156, emergency telephone system, $2,446,633. 1185, jail lease rental, $2,958,000. 1303, park, $301,522. 2142, parking garage, $16,675. 2243, plan commission, $872,953. 2391, CCD, $2,705,606. 2411, seated, 0. 9500, county corrections, $142,600. 9501, prosecutor, county user fee, $586,462. 9502, health maintenance, $115,357. 9504, LAPC, $20,701. 9505, recorder perpetuation, $210,358. 9506, and abuse, $183,20. 9507, GIS, $36,800. 9508, prosecutor pretrial diversion, $87,102. 9509, juvenile probation user fees, $105,407. 9510, adult probation user fees, $465,0117. 9511, surveyor perpetuation, $41,253. 9512, firearms, $97,750. 9513, extradition, $5,750. 9514, hazardous substance, $46,001. 9515, vehicle inspection, $5750. 9516, accidents, $5750. 9517, domestic violence grant, $170,637. 9518, cable TV franchise, $1,265,000. 9519, county 40 incentive, $40,321. 9520, prosecutor stop grant, $35,777. 9521, Memorial Opera House, $495,496. 9522, public safety data tax, $302,335. 9523, jury fees, $80,500. 9524, adult probation pretrial, $80,500. 9525 clerk 40, 89,684. 9526 prosecutor 40 incentive, 202,295. 9527 health IIC 0. 9528 photo dupes, 12,650. 9529 emergency medical services, 294,400. 9530 clerk perpetuation, 85,457. 9531 state criminal alien assist, 9,200. 9532 health department trust, 89,540. 9533 circuit court family court, 12,380. 9534 stormwater, 4,464,543. 9535 inmate processing, 79,350. 9536 adult probation admin fees, 186,992. 9537 juvenile probation admin fees, 23,637. 9538 circuit court DCS, 18,570. 9539 hospital trailing liability, 402,500. 9540 sheriff riverboat, 287,500. 9541 circuit court ADR, $8,885. 9542 hospital interest, $2,415,000. 9543 juvenile detention codes, 55,629. 9544 prosecutor check to 405,750. 9545 recorder redaction, 0. 9546 county user fees, 287,304. 9547 sex and violent offender, 26,640. 9548 hospital sales proceeds, 764,750. 9549 drug task force, 83,521. 9550 public defender supplemental, 108,100. 9551 prosecutor 4D PCA fund, 8,395. 9552 medical care for inmates, 26,565. 9553 prosecutor state and local, 93,966. 9554 DEA proceeds, 212,750. 9555 prosecutor ERA, 0. 9556 JDAI grant, 0. 9557 IDHS grant, 161,000. 9558 RSAT grant, 0. 9559 sheriff overweight vehicle, 31,821. 9560 highway overweight, 57,500. 9561 sheriff donations, 47,150. 9562 sheriff adult community corrections, 245,525. 9563 public defender court community, 65,058. 9564 adult probation community, 138,000. 9565 zona donations, 57,500. 9566 sheriff videotape fees, 5,750. 9567 MOH DNR grant, 80,501. 9568 unsafe building, 103,500. 9569 general drainage, 11,974. 9570 ditch fund, 1,845,82. 9571 animal control fees control, 66,883. 9572 animal shelter fees shelter, 109,250. 9573 highway community crossings, 1,150,000. 8101 special airport general, 1,356,834. 8190 special airport cumulative building, 238,555. 8210 special solid waste management, 1,478,706. 9500 non-reverting capital fund, solid waste, 61,050. 8601 special fire service general, this is West Porter Township Fire, 121,950. 8691 special cumulative fire for the West Porter Fire District, $73,650, and that concludes first reading of the advertised budget.
Thank you very much, Vicki. A couple things. One is, I would ask Vicki, if you could, I've heard, or at least I was told today, that 911 is going to be coming back with a revised budget. So if you could, sooner than later, I would like to have a detailed expense report on what's been expended out of that department.
Okay.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's see what's going on there.
Okay.
Also, if someone could tell me, and it could be Harold, it could be you, I would like to know how much we have left and what we expect to be trailing hospital liabilities, because that number was going down, and I'm wondering where we're at now. That would be very helpful. Okay, that's all I have. So I'm going to open this meeting to public input. Anyone wishing to speak on first reading? Anyone want Vicki to repeat it?
No.
Okay. So, this public hearing is open, going once, going twice. I'm going to close the public hearing. I don't know, do we have to vote on first reading? I don't know that we do. Do we vote on first reading, or you just have it? I think you just have
I
it.
think we just have it.
Yeah. The final reading is the one that counts.
Mhm.
Just in case.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to vote, let's vote on it. What's your pleasure on first reading? We don't have to do it, but
Make a motion to accept the,
make a motion to accept first reading.
To accept the X, I probably vote against it.
Yeah, so we'll just accept the first reading.
Except what they've submitted.
Yeah.
what they've submitted. Thank you, Karen.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That does not approve the budgets. That
No.
we are simply accepting your first reading of the auditor. Okay, and I don't think, does anybody have anything else that they wish to discuss before we adjourn tonight's festivities?
So are we, any change, tomorrow is 4:30?
Let me ask, thank you, Jeremy. The meeting tomorrow has been moved forward apparently to 4:30. And I suggest that as we move through these, we look for things that are state mandated increases, we keep track of that. I would suggest that we look at inflationary items that are increases that we can't avoid, and keep track of that, and then we can kind of work our way back from there. Seems like the safest bet.
Will we be using, will we be taking out raises and then addressing that at the end of the
I think we should.
session?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should pull out, like we do, any raise request till the end. I've also spoke to Mike about that, by the way, and I made that suggestion to him, and he certainly thought that was a good idea. Just because what I don't want to have happen is we get halfway through the second reading, and we've told everybody, oh, we voted for raises, they go, the department heads or elected officials go back and tell them, hey, they voted, you got a 5% or $10,000 raise or whatever it turns out to be. We get sort of the back end of second reading, and we say, oh my gosh, we can't do that. And then we start scrambling around, and then they got to go back and tell people, oh, we were just kidding. So that's always a bummer. So I would suggest that we hold that back till the end. And plus, everybody should be here. And I know Mike won't be here tomorrow. He's out of town again tomorrow for work. So when we address raises, I'd like to have us be at full staff here. All right? With that, anything, Vicki?
So just to clarify, by tomorrow's budget hearings, you want all these numbers revised to remove all
Yes.
new raises, all new positions, in all budgets or just the general fund?
And I think you should do it in all budgets,
Okay.
but I would also like, Vicki, as we're working through these budgets, these second readings, the three things that we always like to know are, what did we approve last year's budget? What are they asking for this year's budget? And oh, by the way, any additionals that we gave them throughout the year, so we can look at the true number?
Okay. And with our new system, we can pull all that up. You can
Good.
see the adopted budgets. We can show you the additionals throughout the year.
Yeah, because that would be nice to know what we actually
Where's
spent.
the additional, is that, no?
We'll get you it in a few seconds.
Give us a quick run-through, I know we're going to get out
Right.
here.
And don't forget, we can remove that $1 million if you wanted to do that right off the bat, that error.
Yeah, take that out. I think they were going to resubmit it and fix it anyway, so, yeah, that'd be great, Vicki, if you'd do that, so we can get a true and accurate number there.
So that column shows how it was adjusted during the course of the year, up or down, right? If there was a
Okay.
reduction in an
Yeah.
appropriation.
Right.
We like those. We like.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions or concerns tonight?
So how about if we change that?
With that in mind, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor? Good night. Did Harold second that?
I did not.